from that, we would hope that you might get 5 offers out. So 5 letters of intent or 5 offers that you're floating to people about actually buying their business. Step 2 is building rapport. So we want to really connect with these people because people like to do business with people that they like and people that are like them. So we do a couple of things here. First, don't follow any canned script. Even scripts that we give you might not feel natural to your voice. You might speak in a dialect or a different accent, or have a different tone. Maybe you're more straightforward or you're more social, and whatever you are, be yourself, because that authentic version of you is fine. And all you need to do is adapt the script to you. Okay. So use your own personalized voice and then ask them about them. Nobody likes talking about anything more than themselves. So ask them, say, tell me the story of your business. How did this business come about? It might be, well, I bought it from so and so. It might be, I started it because I always wanted to blah, blah, blah. I worked in it with my grandmother. This is the 3rd generation. Find out the story of the business. There is gold in that conversation, and you don't have to worry about what to say because they're going to tell you all about their business. Then ask them about their entrepreneurial journey, right? If you don't know how to interview people, or like you don't feel comfortable talking to people, listen to the interviews that I do on our podcast called Business Lunch. Go anywhere, it's everywhere, and see how I interview and have conversations with entrepreneurs. That can be helpful too. But if you just ask about their entrepreneurial journey, that's another complete conversation. And again, it's about their favorite subject, them. It will also give you more insight and more gold. This is just basically throw these questions out, lob them up. Very, very easy. They will give you all kinds of information. Take note of the things that are interesting and try to find common touch points that you have with them. So if they say that they grew up, let's say, well, I grew up on the East Coast of the United States, and I went to University of Virginia. Then you can, if you have any connectivity with that statement, then you want to basically say that you do. So, oh, I grew up in Virginia. I have family in Virginia. I always wanted to go to Virginia. I traveled to Virginia once in my dreams. I read a book about Virginia. I don't know anything about Virginia, but it sure does sound interesting. You can find common touch points anywhere. You really can. It's like, oh, you live in a state. Me too. That's a little broad, but you get the idea, right? And they said they went to University of Virginia. Then it could be you went to college too. Maybe you went to that college. Maybe you have a kid that's in college, or a friend's kid, or you always wanted to, or you heard good things about it. Just those little interested, I am listening comments are, for you, gold rapport builders. Okay. And then at the end, you want to future pace them. That's putting them in their mind in their future. So future pace them by asking, what would you do? No, I would first say, have you ever thought about selling your business, right? Have you ever thought about selling it? You have to do it with that lilt, right? You ever thought about selling it? It sounds harmless. And then, well, what would you do after you sold the business if you did sell it? Now they are envisioning life beyond the business, life without all the hassles, the payroll, the pressure, the stress, all of the things that are the bad about the business they're thinking about. They're thinking, you know what? I'd go around the world. I'd spend time with my spouse. I'd get to see my kids more. I always wanted to take up crocheting or banjo playing or whatever, right? They are now thinking about what does life look like, not in that business, and that is good for you. That is good for you because you have painted a picture that you want them to think about stepping into. These little 5 things here are all the conversation that you need to get started. Remember, as you are doing this outreach, that it is a numbers game. So you could expect, if you do 100 outreaches, that you might end up with about 60 responses. Now, if you're doing direct mail, it will be less, but because it's so specific and personal and so unusual, you're going to get more than if you were mailing, like, try this face cream or something like that. So you should get a significantly higher response. Maybe you get about 60 per 100. That should lead to about 10 conversations. So, about 10% of the people you reach out to, you should have some sort of actual back and forth with, even if it's one time for them to say, no, I'm not interested. And then from that, we would hope that you might get 5 offers out. So 5 letters of intent or 5 offers that you're floating to people about actually buying their business. And this is going to depend to some extent on the quality of the data that you start with and how specific your acquisition criteria is and how picky you are. And from that 5 offers, we would expect that somewhere between 1 and 3 of those might get accepted. So it's a numbers game. Okay.